Hi there everyone, welcome to Pokemon Moon, and today I'm going to show you how to breed your own competitive Pokemon. Now, when you want to breed a competitive Pokemon, you need to think of what format are you going to be using it for. For me, I am going to be using the VGC format for this Pokemon, and the Pokemon I want to breed is a Mudbray, or a Mudsdale, and I'm going to want to use it in the VGC format, VGC being the official tournament standard of the Pokemon Company. So, just outside the daycare center here is the grass where you can catch Mudbray, and I was able to catch a Mudbray just now, as you can see here. Now, let's get some resources. When you want to breed a Pokemon, you want to know everything about that Pokemon. So let's go over to the best resource there is, Cerebi.net. And here we are, Mudsdale, 750 of Pokemon, and here we can see the abilities listed: Own Tempo, Stamina, and the hidden ability Inner Focus. Out of these abilities, I'm going to want to use Stamina because I believe that to be the best. Boosts the defense stat every time a Pokemon is hit by an attack, be it special or physical. Now the next thing I need to know is the Pokemon's stats. And we see it as 100 in HP, 125 in attack, 100 in defense, 55 in special attack, 85 in special defense, and 35 in speed. Now what this tells me is this Pokemon is going to be much better suited as a physical attacker than it would be to special attacks. So, keeping that in mind, I'm going to need to decide the nature of the Pokemon. I'm going to want a nature that boosts the attack of this Pokemon and lowers either the special attack or the speed. Considering the speed is extremely low, and in VGC Trick Room is quite common, I'm gonna want a speed reducing nature with an attack boosting nature. So we know that nature to be Brave. You can easily Google Pokemon Nature's charts, but I know it by memory now, and I know a Brave nature is what I want. One that will lower the speed and raise the attack. Now, how do I get a Mudbray with a Brave nature? For that, we use a synchronizing Pokemon. Some Pokemon have the ability Synchronize. And Synchronize is great because it means that any Pokemon you encounter in the wild, while using a Pokemon that has the ability Synchronize, the wild Pokemon have a 50% chance of having the same nature as the Pokemon with Synchronize. So here, I was able to hatch an Abra, and we see it here with the ability Synchronize, and its nature is Brave. So there we are, excellent. Now with this synchronizing Brave Abra, I can head into the grass and catch myself a Mudbray. But I've already done that, and I just caught this lovely female Mudbray here. We see it here, it has the ability Stamina and the nature Brave, so excellent, everything is perfect there. But there's one more thing I should check when I want a competitive Pokemon. Over here we can see egg moves. These are moves that Pokemon can only learn if they've been bred onto the Pokemon, and we see the move here, Close Combat. Close Combat is a great fighting move, very high power, so I'm definitely going to want to put that on my Mudbray. But how will I do that? I will need to find a parent who is able to learn Close Combat, and then breed it with my female Mudbray here. And if we click on the details section here next to Close Combat, it shows us all the parents in Sun and Moon who are able to learn Close Combat. We see Primeape, Zangoose, Monferno, Lucario, and Persimmon. Now out of these Pokemon, I know I have a Primeape in the box. So if I breed this Primeape with this Mudbray, in theory, the offspring should have the egg move I want. So, let's head back into the daycare. Now, let's go to our PC. And here we have a male Primeape with the move Close Combat. So I'm going to want to put that Pokemon in my party, along with our lovely Mudbray here, and then exit the PC. Now, in order to make sure that the baby has the same nature, the same brave nature as the mother Mudbray, I'm going to want to put an Everstone on it. Now, where is the Everstone? There we are. So let's give the Everstone to Mudbray. This will ensure all the babies are brave. And another thing to remember when breeding Pokemon is that when you're breeding two different species, the mother is what the offspring Pokemon will always be. And since I have the female Mudbray, that means all the offspring from this Primeape and Mudbray are going to be baby Mudbrays. But now we're all set up, we can talk to the daycare lady. There we are. So let's leave our Mudbray holding the Everstone. And let's leave the Primeape as well. So in goes Primeape. And done. Now a nice little trick to do when you're waiting for eggs is to go into this area where the broken fence is and get onto your Tauros. Now we're going to run around and wait for the lady to give us an egg. Running in circles like this, and the lady up there has crossed her arms. This means that she has an egg for us. So we run back over. Oh hey, I have surprising news for you. Your Pokemon was holding an egg. It's like a total mystery where it came from. But you want the egg your Pokemon was holding, right? Yes, I do. So there we are. We've got the egg. And don't be afraid if the woman says your Pokemon don't seem to like each other very much, because that still means your Pokemon are producing eggs, just at a very much slower rate. And now that we have the egg, and through time we can see that once the egg hatches, gives us a nice little baby Mudbray here, who also has the ability Stamina and the ability Close, and the new egg move Close Combat. So excellent. We've got the Pokemon now with the egg move we want, and now we just need to start breeding it for its perfect IVs. So let's take our old Pokemon out of the daycare. That was a Mudbray I had prepared earlier, if you are wondering. But yes, take our Pokemon back. And we're gonna want to change up the parents now. So we finally have our Pokemon back, and now the real breeding process can begin. Back to the PC, and back to our Mudbray. Now if you hatch 20 eggs in Pokemon Sun and Moon, a guy at the battle tree will unlock your PC so that you are able to judge a Pokemon's potential. Let's go to the bottom screen here, and if you can see down below the Pokemon here we have the judge button. So let's go ahead and press it, and back on the top screen he gives us this nice little graph of our Pokemon's stats. And what we are after is a best in every stat, or at least all the relevant stats. For Mudbray, I don't really care if it says best in the special attack, because Mudbray is never going to use special attacks. So I don't mind if that stays low forever. So excellent. This Mudbray already has a best. So it has one perfect IV, so it's going to be slightly easier to breed. So let's put away the old parents, and now we're going to want to get a nice new parent. Here's a Pokemon you should be familiar with, lovely Mr. Ditto. Dittos are great because they can breed with pretty much any Pokemon, and if you're able to get a Ditto with high IVs, then it is able to pass its IVs off to its offspring, as long as it is holding the item Destiny Knot. I was very lucky and able to receive these two very good IV Dittos. This one here with 0 in speed. So we're going to drag that over to our party, and we're going to want this one to breed with Mudbray, because considering how slow Mudbray is, like, I'd prefer it, the lower its speed, because that means the lower its speed, the faster it's going to be inside a Trick Room. So if I breed it with this Ditto here, I have the chance to inherit best in all the good stats, HP, attack, defense, and special defense, and inherit a no good in the speed. I don't really care about the special attack, as I've mentioned. So now, we're going to want to take the items from the previous parents. Well, actually no, I have items in the bag here. So, go to our Mudbray, and held items. We'll give it the Everstone, because we want it to pass on its brave nature to all the offspring. And to Ditto, we'll give it a different item. We're going to give it the Destiny Knot. The Destiny Knot allows the baby Pokemon to inherit 5 IVs from either parent. And what we're hoping is to inherit as many IVs from the Ditto parent as we can. You can, it's very difficult to come across a 5 or 6 IV Ditto, but if you go on the internet, chances are there'll be plenty of people who will want to trade them, or, well, give you the option of trading them. Reddit is a good resource. That's where, back in Gen 6, I got my 6 IV Dittos, but these ones were given to me by a random passerbys, so I got lucky there. If, at the moment, you can chain for... You can chain for 4 IV Dittos through the SOS battling method, but that is quite difficult. If you can do it, congrats to you, but I do recommend trying to get a 6 IV or a 5 IV Ditto. So, we're going to talk to the daycare lady, and we are going to leave our Pokemon with her. The Mudbray now has the egg move Close Combat, so all of its babies are also going to inherit that move as well. So now we drop off the Ditto. Another factor to remember is that Pokemon traded from other games have a much better time breeding with Pokemon from your game. So that's why I'm very lucky in that this Ditto was given to me by some random person. Since it's not from my game, it's going to have a nice time breeding with my Pokemon. They seem to get along alright, which is much better than they don't like each other very much. It means that the rate at which I get eggs will be much quicker. So now we're just going to run around on Taurus for a bit. And we want her to fold her arms, which she's done. So very quick, was able to get it an egg. There we are. Got 1 egg, but I'm going to want to get a whole bunch of eggs from her. Lots of running around now. There we are. Didn't take very long, and now we have 2 eggs. Yep, we'll take it. And back on Taurus. Dum, dum, dum. Yep, sometimes it's really quick to get yourself an egg, sometimes it takes a little longer. So, yeah. Getting the eggs. And back on Taurus. Run around again. Dum 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 dum. And yep, taking our time. Come on, Mudbray, give us an egg. I found Sun and Moon to be very good games at the moment. Just breeding up for the European Championships, which are going to be held in London on the weekend now. So yep, we've got another egg. There's one other thing we can do to speed up the egg hatching process, and that is to get a fire-type Pokemon. But not just any fire-type Pokemon. We're going to want one with the ability Flame Body. Flame Body halves the time it takes for your eggs to hatch because the Pokemon is warming the eggs. Or so is the lore. Put our lovely Abra back, and now we've got Fletchinder with a bunch of eggs. 4 eggs should be enough for now. So now we're going to hatch them. I could run around in constant circles in that little broken fence area, but I find that to be a bit boring and taxing on my fingers. So we're just going to run up and down the road here with Tauros. I'm not sure why the sound is glitching out there on the capture card. Hopefully it won't be too annoying. But yep, Tauros moves very fast, possibly faster than any bike we've had in the game so far. Games of the previous gen, anyway. And lovely long run here. Down to the seafront and back. And hopefully by the time we get back, we shall have another egg ready to hatch. And in we go. And yep, haven't even completed a full circuit of that track yet, and we have an egg. Congratulations, baby Mudbray. We don't need to nickname it. So off we go. The woman there is ready to give us another egg, but 4 should be enough for us right now. We need to hatch lots of Pokemon to make sure we get the best IVs possible. Or in some cases, the worst IVs possible. Now it shouldn't be too long for the rest of the eggs to hatch. In and out, up and down. There we are, the 3rd egg. And nice. Mudbray's hatched, and we don't need to give it a nickname, of course. So we're after a brave Mudbray with the egg move close combat, and perfect IVs in HP, attack, defense, and special defense. We don't really care about speed, and we don't really care about special attack. In fact, the lower the speed, the better it would be. And our final egg is hatching. Nice. Now that we've got our little herd of Mudbray, we can head back to the PC and see which ones are best. Now, let's head over to our party, and we see, lucky for me, they all have the ability Stamina. I believe there is a 20% chance that the ability could switch to its other ability, but that's quite a small chance. So let's press the Judge button, and yes, we see this one is very good. 3 perfect IVs with that Very bad IV in speed, which is what we wanted. Unfortunately, it just missed out on the attack stat. This Mudbray is not quite as good. Terrible defense, terrible special defense, and good special attack. We don't care about special attack. This Mudbray still not quite as good. This Mudbray looking pretty good, but we would have rather the defense stat. So out of these Mudbray, I'm going to pick this one here at the top, and we're going to keep that in our party, deposit the rest. And now we're going to go back to the woman, and oh yes, we need to pick up that other egg that has been laid for us. So yes, the Mudbray that we have on us now has, was it 3 perfect IVs, and all we need is for it to get a perfect IV in attack. So essentially we're going to do a bit of incest here, which may sound wrong, but with Pokemon it's totally fine. Ditto's genetic makeup is very varied. We'll take back the old Mudbray, which of course only had 1 perfect IV in its HP, and we're going to do a nice switcheroo. We'll leave our Ditto in there for now. We'll head into our party. And let's switch the item on here. Everstone onto our new little male Mudbray. And let's put him in the daycare. Now with this Mudbray breeding its 3 perfect IVs, with the Ditto breeding its 5 perfect IVs, hopefully we'll have a perfect baby in less than no time. Let's deposit the old female, and now we repeat the process. Back outside, in the pen, and run around and wait for some eggs. There we are, less than a second there. And she was able to give us an egg. Yes, I would like the egg. Egg number 1 down. Run around, run around, run around. Yep, Mudsdale has been quite a fascinating Pokemon. Holding the Assault Vest, it becomes very bulky in both its physical defense and special, thanks to its very unique ability. And with all the electric Pokemon running around, Tapu Koko and Xurkitree, having a good ground type is definitely recommended. It's a shame that the egg spawn rate is so random. There we are. She gave us this one in about 30 seconds, but she gave us the one before in 1 second. There we are, we have egg number 2. Back in. I want 2 more eggs to fill up the party. And run around. There we are. Much quicker that time. Excellent. And run around, run around. Come on. And it's nearly there we go. And we have the final egg. If we're lucky, the Pokemon we want is going to be in here. Now, just a quick run up and down the road. And down. Run, 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 run. There we are, first egg hatching. Excellent. Lovely little Mudbray. And a good suggestion, if you are able to get yourself a nice Ditto, try and make sure that it's foreign, or at least from a different language to the language you're playing. I believe the Ditto I have here is a Spanish Ditto, which means that the chance for the offspring to be shiny is increased dramatically. I forget the exact odds, but it's known as the Masuda method for getting shiny Pokemon, and you definitely want to make sure you have a foreign Ditto in order to accomplish it. And away you go, Mudbray. 2 Mudbray down, 3 more to go. And in. As I've said before, it's much better, in my opinion, to run up and down the road than go in that circle for too long. It's much less taxing. And back. If we're lucky, the eggs will hatch before we get to the ranch. We're now on the egg that took quite a while to spawn. And there we go. So basically, you want to switch out the Pokemon with the less IVs for the good IVs, and you want to increase that every time you get a Pokemon with good IVs. I went from one with 1 perfect IV to one with 3 perfect IVs. And luckily with Mudbray, I'm only after 4 perfect IVs. The more IVs you need, the more difficult it is. 5 isn't too hard, but any more than that, 6, that can be quite a challenge. And the next egg. And now only 1 more egg after this one. Excellent. And down we go. The next egg should hatch very, very soon. Up and down. I'm just gonna stay around in this area. There we go. And our final egg is hatching. Good job. And now hopefully, at least 1 out of these 5 Pokemon will have the correct IVs. Very good in this game that we're able to see the IVs from the computer. So here's the first Mudbray. And that was from the previous parent, so we're not expecting its IVs to be great. This one would have been perfect, but instead of special defense, we got special attack, and we don't care about that. Over to this, we see this one's missing its HP. Down here, and we have a perfect. There we are. Perfect Pokemon in less than however many minutes that was. Oh, but we see it has the own tempo ability. Very unfortunate. Let's check our last Pokemon. Oh, there we are. 5 perfect IVs, perfect in special attack. Doesn't matter, everything's cool there. Not that we'll ever use special attacks, so that's fine. And this one has own tempo, no, stamina, the ability we wanted. There we are, a perfect 5 IV Pokemon with the egg move close combat, the correct ability nature, brave, and the ability stamina. And that's how you do it. Basically substituting Pokemon that you need that have perfect IVs for Pokemon that have less IVs, and just continuously breeding and hatching eggs. Took me half an hour from catching that Pokemon to getting one that was perfect. So I hope this helps all of you people out there who've not been 100% familiar on how to breed a perfect Pokemon, because that is how it's done. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.